Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Relationship Builders Customize Your Love Life series. You're here this morning with Joy, your love and law advocate. I just wanted to touch on a topic this morning that was really interesting to me when my husband and I were watching something the other day. So we watched Being Mary Jane. I think you guys have heard me talk about this show before. And on there, on the last episode that we saw, Gabrielle Union, who is Mary Jane, is dating this guy and then realizes that he wants a position and her best friend wants a position. She's trying to decide. She's the deciding vote in all of this, and she's trying to decide who do I pick. And she finally decides to pick her best friend because she says that to her boyfriend that I don't want to know that I picked you because I was scared that I would lose you. Anyway, he does end up walking out on her, only shortly after to turn back and say, I want this to be you and me forever. And he asked her to marry him. At that point, Mary Jane has gone and actually been, I believe she's been uh, implanted with having a baby. I know Mary Jane has wanted a child for a very long time, and I guess she was waiting on the ideal relationship to have that happen. But she was doing a news broadcast with some other ladies, and her point was, listen, as women, we're good enough. Why can't we have our children on our own? Why do we have to wait for the man? Well, this is my thing. Having children, a child is a child. A child is not like a house, a business, a car, a thing. A child has emotions and feelings. I had a friend years ago who I remember she had already had, three kids and they were all girls, but she wanted a boy. And she met a guy who lived in another country, but she decided she wanted to pursue the relationship and that she wanted a child. And even though I could clearly see this guy, I don't believe was the right guy for her. But anyway, she went on to allow herself to get pregnant. Of course, he had his, obviously, he got her pregnant, but she got pregnant and she gave birth to one of the most beautiful babies you'll ever see. Beautiful little boy. My concern with that was that you're going to bring this child out into the world to not have a dad actively involved in his life. Why would we do that to a child? I feel like for our own selfish reasons, we have kids and then you have to think about them. Having a child is for you, but you're missing an important part of all this is that a child is a child. They need love, they need nurturing. And I understand the world's going to say, well, they don't need mom and dad. But to me, when people say a family consists of mom, dad, and child or children, right? For a mother or a woman to do it on her own, of course she can. But I really believe that I believe it's selfish to not think about what does that child need. You can provide for that child financially, every day nurture that child, love that child, support that child, of course. But that child deserves to have a mom and a dad, right? That was the family dynamic. That's so important. That's a huge element in raising kids, right? And I would not do it any other way again. I had my kids when I was young and I raised them and I love them. But now I look back, I wish that I had the knowledge that I had now to make a different decision. That I don't think it's fair that kids are brought into this world without thought for having both parents. They deserve that. It's not about money and stuff. It's about loving and nurturing them and giving them the love they need from both sides. They want to know that they're coming from something that's meaningful. They want to know that they're loved in every way. And I believe that having both parents gives them that. And yeah, we understand we have kids, the guys are not always the best, but that's what I mean. We need to make better choices on a whole. We need to pick better mates. We need to make better decisions. We need to do better on a whole, right? We live in a society where you see so much single people, and I understand people want to start their families, but to me, the idea of starting your family without having a family or without having that other person first, personally, I believe is not fair to that child. We can't make everything about us because when that child grows up and starts asking, what do you tell them? I wanted to have you, so I had you. And where's your dad? I don't know. Don't worry. You have an uncle, you have a cousin, you have a this, you have a that. But what about your dad, your father, that part of you that child deserves to know? You know, think, think about this because that child will grow up and ask you questions. And then that's something for you to deal with. So I really think that people shouldn't just think about themselves. You got to think about that child because they deserve to have both parents in their life. So it's just some food for thought. So I just want to leave you with that, and I want you to really consider, the choices that we make before we're ready for it all. And yeah, I guess Mary Jane's point was that women are building empires. They're making big decisions and everything. But now we want to treat our boyfriends or our husbands like a business. We want to now have babies and families like a business. The dynamic is very different. Again, those other things are inanimate. They don't experience emotions, feelings, and all that. A business does not do that. You make the decisions for that. But with a man, relationships, a child, they feel, they have their own emotions, and then they're going to have their own filters based on how they were raised. So I invite you to consider what choices you make and how they're going to impact that child before doing so. Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning into the Relationship Builders Customize Your Love Life series. Please feel free to visit relationshipbuilderexclusive.com, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.